output. Now, if you've been to one of my live sessions in the past, or if you watch some of my other videos, you know how much I love the concept of output. So it's always good to have low input and high output rather than having high input and low output. What I mean by output is, it's not just about learning information, it's about what you do with the information that you learned, and that is what will make a difference in your life. Here are some ideas of how you can output, and I came up with some simple ideas. Number one is check the pronunciation. Now, unfortunately, in English, we've got words where the way it is written and the way it is pronounced doesn't match exactly, unless like some other languages where the way you write is exactly how you speak. And that's the reason why pronunciation is a very important thing. And nowadays it's very easy. You can actually go to Google and search for pronunciation of a specific word, whatever the word is, and when you enter, there's actually a small card where you can just click on the icon, and it actually tells you both the American pronunciation and the British pronunciation of words.
Component.
So definitely check the pronunciation, but here's the trick. Do not just listen to the pronunciation, actually say the word out loud a few times. Just by saying out loud a few times, and make it a rule. Okay, when I look at the pronunciation, I say it 3 times, because if you don't say it 3 times, you know what happens? You'll just go back to your previous way of pronunciation, even though you just looked at it just right now. You need to output, you need to practice, at least do 3 times. The other thing that you must definitely need to do is to use the word. Now, there are 2 ways of usage. Number one, the easy one, is to actually go online and search how that word is used. Now, yes, does it take a little bit more time? Oh yes, it takes a little bit more time, but it's going to help you to have long-term memory. Now, if you watch one of my video of how to remember anything, you will understand that memory is a 3-step process: registration, retention, and recall. Now, if you don't even register the information well, how can you retain it? How can you recall it? That's not going to happen. That's the reason why you should definitely spend some time on usage. And the easy one is to go online and type the word, and you will see how the word is used. And the second usage I'm talking about is when you actually say this word or use this word in a sentence when you're speaking with someone, because when you get to use the word, it actually helps you to remember for a very long time. And just do that. If you go to dictionary.com and you type in the word, any word, not only tells you the pronunciation but also the usage of how the word is used in some context. Number 3 is synonyms and antonyms. Now, this is a very interesting tip, and it'll take some time, but in the process you will actually learn more words, and also you'll learn the actual word in a much deeper manner. So let's say you learn a new word. Now you can, there's one way of doing it. You can learn the word and you can learn the meaning, and okay, you learn a word. But what if you go to dictionary.com and you check some synonyms and you check some antonyms? So synonyms are similar meaning words and antonyms are opposite meaning words. So when you learn, or no, you're not even to learn, just look at what are some synonyms, just look at what are some antonyms of that word. Just by spending that extra few seconds on looking at the synonyms and antonyms, you'll actually learn the word in a much deeper manner. So what you're doing here is, now we have already learned it. Now what we're doing is we're doing the output. So we're actually reflecting, we're actually internalizing, and we're actually using that word. And that's the reason why this is a very important thing. Just takes a few seconds, but definitely worth it. Next, flashcards. The other way of how you can remember words, of course, if you have a lot of words to learn in a short period of time, I highly recommend you go for visualization and association. But if you want to improve your vocabulary, it's like a long-term thing, then definitely go for flashcards. Now, flashcards are simple cards where on one side you have the words, on the other side you have the meanings. So let's say you learn 20 words. So just make 5 flashcards, and each card has 5 words on one side, on the other side you've got the meanings of that. So you can just test yourself. Also, there's some apps available, and one of the apps that I like is called Quizlet. You can actually go to it's both available on Android and iPhone. Go to Quizlet, Quizlet, and you can download the app, and you can actually play with it. And the advantage of using an app is automatically the software takes these words that you have and converts them into tests and match the following and fill in the blanks. It's all automatic, but of course it does take some time to enter the words and the meanings. But here's the thing, while creating the flashcards, the process of creating the flashcards itself makes you pay 100% attention on the words and the meanings. That's actually another way of how you can remember these words. That's flashcards. Now the last one is review. And what I mean by review is, and this is especially for people who have to learn words on maybe you have a specific requirement where to learn, I don't know, maybe for an exam or whatever, you have to learn say 500 words in the next say 30 days example. So you must have a review strategy, and I can tell you one of the easiest review strategies that I have is you can learn 10 words. After you learn 10 words, before you go to the next 10 words, you test yourself. You review these 10 words, you test yourself. Okay, I'm able to answer these questions. Good. If I can, then I am now ready for the next 10 words. If I'm not, I'll just go back and review the first 10 words. So if I'm done with that, then I'll go to the next 10 words. So every 10 words, you can actually have a quick check and see if I can learn the last 10 words. So there has to be some strategy. Create your own system. For example, if you think 10 is too much, then you can actually have a check after every 5 words. Unless I really learn and remember the 5 words, I'm not going for the next set of 5 words. Or if you think 10 is too little, then go for 20 words. After every 20 words or 25 words, I'll stop, I'll test these words, and then I'll go to the next set of 25 words. You can actually do one of these things. So there you have it. Now, there could be many other ways of how you can use these words, but it's very important to spend some time on what you call as output, because there's no point of reading every day. There's no point of learning one word a day. There's no point of learning the roots, prefixes, and suffixes. There's no point of visualization, association, and just learn the word and forget it after a day, a week, or sometimes a month later. So it's all your effort, all your energy is wasted. So output does take some time. You can't achieve anything worthwhile without spending some time. And I actually gave you some specific examples of how you can do the output.